I'd 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi and welcome to day 6 of Vlogmas. My name is Tracy and I am in the car on the way to Windsor, Ontario. It is very dark in this area, although Nathaniel seems to be all lit up because he's playing with the iPad.
Ticket to ride.
He's playing Ticket to Ride with the iPad, and we are on our way to visit Isaac and see his show in Windsor. So I'm here, Nathaniel's in the back seat, and beside me driving, not that you can see him, is Greg. And we have driven through Paris, Ontario. We are about to drive through London, Ontario, and we are heading, as I said, to Windsor, Ontario. Hello, we have finally arrived, and we are staying in Isaac's dorm room. And he has an extra bedroom at this point because he's got a room all to himself. So it's 2 rooms and a kitchenette. And so Nathaniel has a cot that he's going to be sleeping in the kitchenette. And there's a bathroom here too. Yes, there is a bathroom here too. So we are going to be crashing out in the dorm room. And then tomorrow is Isaac's show. All I can say after that drive, I am tired. Are you tired?
Not really.
No? Well, it's quiet hours because people are doing their exams. So it's 23 hours quiet hours. They're allowed to be loud from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I don't know how loud that is, but anyway, we have made up the bed. We're just setting up the cot for Nathaniel, and I think I'm going to have a sleep tonight. We are out for breakfast and the boys are busy coloring. I have my knitting here. The project is on my lap so you can't see it because it is a mystery project. And Greg is waiting for his meal, drinking coffee. And Isaac, what are you eating?
Coffee.
You're drinking coffee. What's your meal called?
I don't know. Paul has it all. Oh, yeah.
We're at a place called Cora's, and they all have interesting names. I think mine was called something the Undecided. Nathaniel is having the holiday surprise, but the children's size. The children's size. And Isaac is having Isaac Has It All. Although it's called Paul Has It All. And you're having the lox and salmon.
Smoked salmon with a dried up crust of bread.
Hello and welcome to Windsor, Ontario. And behind me over there, that white building, that is Caesar's Palace. So there is a castle in Windsor, just a little bit different. And we are just on the river here. And behind us is Detroit. So just across the river, there's I think that's the Ambassador Bridge that you cross over to the U.S. So Canada and the U.S. on this side. And I'll turn around, try to go slowly. Greg is just standing there overlooking the river. And we're going to just go down to a playground for a few minutes because we're waiting for Isaac's show. He's got his call time already. He's already gone to the theater and we're just trying to find something to do for the next little bit. Nathaniel is just going for a walk forwards. He's going a couple steps forwards and a couple steps back a moment ago towards the playground, and we are just walking towards the downtown area of Windsor. We are on the Riverside Drive, the lakefront trail, I guess. I'm not sure what it's called. And we're just going for a little bit of a walk. And there's Greg walking a little bit ahead of me. There is Caesar's Palace there. That's just a nice little view. There is a mallard duck just off the water. I do wonder if there's watchtowers to make sure that people don't swim across the border. But there's a nice little playground just up here, and we thought it would be good to take Nathaniel. One thing I really notice about Windsor right now, there's no snow. Yesterday when I left Toronto, there was probably a good hunk of snow on the ground. It was really quite slippery. It was snowing in the morning, and it is a lot less snow here, which is kind of a nice thing. We have found the play structure, and Nathaniel is having a little run around. Don't I dare what? I see you! Anyway, so he's going to have a little play on this structure.
Have you ever done it? Are you ever going
Slow
to?
look around. There's a helicopter up in the sky over there. I wonder if it's doing some sort of patrol along the border. It's a beautiful, calm day. Walking the plank, boy. Found a swing, and I am just having a little bit of relaxed time and enjoying the view. Do you think I could like jump across the river? Okay, that's good. Whoa! I think I found a mermaid on a rock. Can you flip your tail?
No, Mom,
Oh, okay.
because otherwise I might fall off.
You might fall off the rock, but you're a good rock climber.
I might be a good rock climber, but not good. Most likely gonna fall off.
Is this a nice playground?
Yeah.
A good way to spend some time?
Yeah.
Welcome to Vlogmas Day 7. It's the 7th today, December 7th? Wow.
Something like that.
Something like that. Where does that go? I have Isaac with me, and we just saw Isaac's show. He's playing, what's your show called?
It's St. Clair Christmas.
St. Clair Christmas, because that's the college he goes to. And you were? Kristoff the elf. And he was all dressed up as an elf and was very, very cute. So we are just going to let all of the kids burn off some steam before we head back home. And your wonderful aunt and uncle and all of your amazing cousins came to see you today. So we're going to go over to the playground and just run around before we all have to climb in the car and head home and leave you here by yourself.
Oh no.
Can you handle it?
You can handle this? Yeah. Can
Okay.
you handle this? Yeah.
Are you going to come home in a couple weeks and do a takeover like you did last year of my vlog, miss?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I'm hoping so. Anyway, we're going to head over to the park. There's the idea. You can start thinking of ideas for a takeover because I think, you know, mid-December I'm going to need a takeover happening. So anyway, say bye-bye, Isaac.
Bye-bye.
It has been a long day in Windsor. We are just going down one of the main streets. They're all decked out with their Christmas lights and their pretty Christmas baskets. And we are heading home after a very, very short weekend. Not even a full weekend, a Friday night and a Saturday. Across this intersection there is a park and it is all lit up for Christmas. Looks like it would be a really great place to go at nighttime. And I'm just trying to get it as best as I can with all these cars here. And they have a Windsor sign, kind of like the Toronto sign, so Windsor. And all of the pretty Christmas lights in the park. Yep. Hi, and welcome to day 8 of Vlogmas. I'm Tracy, the host of the Comfy Red Couch, and there is no podcast today. With checking in daily, I think sometimes stuff gets covered that doesn't need to be covered on the podcast, though I do have a brown paper package. Right now, I have just put the kettle on. I'm going to make a cup of tea. I have a bagel with some fresh jam that I'm going to snack on, breakfast on, and then I am looking forward to getting on with a lazy Sunday. I did get dressed today, so it wasn't a pajama day, but it's been a very busy weekend. We got home late last night. It was nice to sleep in my own bed, and I'm just looking forward to just having a nice relaxing day with some knitting, some yarn squishing, and just a very calm way to spend a Sunday. I have a yummy bagel with freshly made strawberry jam. I have some Christmas cake tea in my Julia Smith ceramics mug with the Christmas reindeer dog on it. I know I used it last Sunday. It is Sunday, so it is my tradition to say cheers to you. So I am saying cheers to breathing and just taking those days, taking those deep breaths and relaxing. Cheers. Yum. Strawberry jam everywhere. The show that we went to see yesterday had a vintage inspired theme, and they used some oldie but goodie songs, changed them up a little bit, and the idea was the third years were the head reindeer. There were 9 third years, and each of them was one of the reindeer. So, you know, Donner and Dasher and Prancer and Vixen, and then of course Rudolph was there too. And there were a bunch of, I think the second years were the underling reindeers in training, and Isaac was an elf. And so I think each of the third years got a solo, and they got 2 solos. Each third year got 2 solos, and so it was just lots of singing, lots of dancing, and I really loved the costumes of the head reindeer. They were really nice, especially the girls had these vintage inspired dresses, which were nice. So it was a nice afternoon, and it was a good show, and I can see that Isaac has improved a lot, which is great. And afterwards, we took the kids out for coffee and tea. We didn't give the kids coffee. We had coffee and tea, and the kids had lemonade and a cookie. And then we walked around along the waterfront again, and the kids got to play for a few minutes on the playground that we had been at earlier in the day. And then we started driving towards London, Ontario, where we stopped all together and had dinner with my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and my 2 nephews and my niece. And we just went to Wendy's. We were going to go to Swiss Chalet, but the lineup was way too long, and we thought it best just to get something to eat, because at that point it had been a long day. There had been lots of driving happening that weekend, and we just thought it best to feed everybody. And then after supper, Greg, Nathaniel, and I headed home, and it was nice to sleep in my own bed. So today's plans are to work on my Christmas Eve cast on. Friday night, I thought I was going to be able to knit in the car, but when I pulled out my knitting, one of the stitches had fallen off the end of the needle, and it was dark, and I didn't think I would be able to safely pick it up in that condition. So I left it until we got to Windsor, where I then fixed it. I did a couple rounds of the sock on Friday night, And then Saturday when we went out for breakfast, I did a few more rounds. And then I did a little bit while we were waiting for the show to start. And so not a lot got done. I started trying to do a bit in the car on the way home, but I was really kind of tired and I ended up falling asleep. So not as much knitting got done as I would have liked. However, my goal is to finish the second sock tonight probably, and then the Christmas Eve cast on pattern will be ready for release in the next few days. So I know that Danny has been just sort of putting edits on it, and there's a few testers, so my test knit will be ready and I'm excited to share that with you this upcoming week. In the mail on Friday before I left, I did receive a brown paper package, and this is from the lovely Tracy of Nora George Yarns. And this is the Dobby sock set. So, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Let's just do it, just in case. So if you do not want to see what the Dobby sock set looks like, run out of the room. Because it's always, you know, we don't want to spoil it for you, but I always love a good spoiler. So this is the Dobby sock set. It's got this gorgeous blue and green mini. And so, sorry, this is a 50 gram. So it's not a mini, but it's a 50 gram. And then it's got this gorgeous speckled teal and pink and natural yellow spots in there. It's also 50 grams. And then the 20 gram mini is pink. So these are the colors I believe that Tracy is using for her sample of the Dobby socks that she is making. That's the pattern she has designed. So I am going to also test knit, and I don't think I'm going to use these ones though. I think I'm going to use something different. I've got some really sparkly, I'm just into the sparkly yarns these days, so I do have something fun and sparkly upstairs that I think I will use. So anyway, this is the Dobby sock set. It came with a little locket with a heart on it and a star. And Tracy kindly threw in some chocolate for me and the boys. So the boys each got a reindeer Malteser, and I did make sure when I went to Windsor I gave Isaac his, and this is Nathaniel's. He hasn't got it yet. And Tracy knows that my favorite chocolate bar is Twirl, and she sent that for me. So that will be going up high until I am ready to just sit and enjoy that. But for now, I have some new, beautiful yarn. And you just can't beat that. Anyway, today my plans are simple. Quiet knitting, drinking tea, turning the fireplace on, and just cozying up. Scout will be coming home from my parents today. They had taken her for a couple of days because we were staying overnight in Windsor. So she'll be coming home around midday, and I'm sure she will want to cuddle up on the couch with me. For now, I have this lovely one sitting beside me. Oh, who wants to now claw me because I've disturbed her slumber. I know, I'm so mean. For those of you who have not met Tasha, this is Tasha, and Tasha is beautiful, but she does have very, very sharp claws. I know, I'll put you back, And you've got to be really careful because she is quite happy to just run up and over your shoulder, and oh, that really hurts. Anyway, Tasha and I will enjoy some calm time before Scout comes home, and I'm looking forward to getting lots and lots of knitting done. If you did get the Dobby socks, don't do what I did, or almost did, which is almost forget to get the pattern code, which was inside the bag with the yarn. So you'll want to download that on Ravelry. Don't forget. Anyway, I am going to say goodbye for day 8 of Vlogmas. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I actually have the day off, and I am glad to have the day off after a whirlwind weekend. And things are going to start getting back, I think, a little bit more to a typical December for me. So things will be a little bit more predictable. And I won't have to do, hopefully, a compressed weekend again. Anyway, I am wishing you a lovely day, and I hope to see you tomorrow on Vlogmas. Bye.